Huawei, proud sponsor of TechBusters.
I hope you guys will enjoy my present.
This is Constance. She's a deputy principal at Sunrise Secondary School, located in Diepsloot. This is a school like no other.
As a school, you know, when we have 700 learners, we will need technology to run the school. Obviously, that is how it must be. We need to make copies, we need to make lesson plans, we need to print stuff, we need to email, we need to communicate. We never had any.
Sunrise was chosen as the beneficiary of a digital classroom and today is taking the lead in technology.
Arthur had an idea to say, I can do a hub. We don't need to build. You do not have structure. As you see, we're using mobile classes. We do not have a structure, proper structure. So then he will look for a strong container. This is not just a container. These are the ones that they use for shipping. Very strong. If someone is to attempt and, break into this, the person will have to be, I don't know, use whatever, I don't know what. But then Arthur brought the idea on the table. I'm like, Arthur, you do whatever that you're doing. But at the end of the day, we need our teachers to cope. The one thing that I love about Britehouse and this structure is because teachers were taken for training before we can even receive this. This is not going to be a white elephant where we'll have a structure that we cannot use. So teachers were trained, learners were trained. So I'm telling you, from tomorrow, we're kickstarting. Internet connection 24 hours.
Arthur Anderson is the co-founder of Got Game. They are the vendor partners to Britehouse for this venture. They have a greater plan for this hub.
Inside the hub, between the hours of 8 to 2, this is the digital resource facility. It's the classroom of the future. It's where kids can come. It's not 40 kids, 50 kids looking at where we're going. It's kids interacting and coming in and out, just getting the resource that they need. During that time, we're now able to address some of the shortcomings that some kids have in terms of a foundation. So that's going to help some of the kids who are struggling currently with science, math, and the arts. I'm big on arts. So I also want to make sure that they also get access to that in terms of the facility. Inside of the facility itself, there's this enormous amount of content. We're talking about more than 3 million resources. We've got a South African grid for learning where a user comes in, the kid who signs in, we start to understand and track what he's surfing, where he's going, where his interests are. I mean, like a Google on a micro scale, right? And then we're able to give that kid the things that are of interest to them and give them proper and relevant information. After 2 p.m., this facility then gets opened up to the community, so the community can then use the facility in terms of a rental, write exams. You can see there's cameras throughout. They're able to write exams in here and can be assessed and get their CETA accredited diplomas and so forth. Outside of that, we also support the enterprises in this community because a lot of enterprises don't have a place to go print. We see them sitting at all these cafes around a single coffee because they need a place to meet. And hence we're looking at developing a coffee shop element to this where they can go upstairs or even be inside and engage with their clientele or they book an hour in this space.
The hubs will create bridges from the industrial economy to the digital one. They will also equip teachers to empower their students to cross those bridges with confidence and enthusiasm.
One of the things we say at Britehouse is we don't know where the digital economy is going to take us, but we want to be the first to find out. And so our vision is that we think that the digital economy is going to create amazing opportunities for corporates and for communities like Diepsloot and the schools. Clearly, you've got to start moving your education-based system from a traditional paper-based system to one where you access the internet in classrooms, access iPads, and the government are definitely moving in that direction. We're just trying to create an environment where we can facilitate that. We also didn't want it to just be a classroom. We said this needed to be a living community that breathes and lives after school hours as well. We don't know where this is going to go. We're going to let this hub evolve and take on a life of its own.
The wider community of Diepsloot will benefit from this digital classroom. Residents will be able to access internet services from here.